Hello, my name is Lasat. My group consists of Alex and Moonam, and this is our cyber safety module. In today's world, the internet is a crucial tool that provides us with an unprecedented level of interconnectivity. This enables us to share and access knowledge, data, and provides various other benefits. However, there comes risks such as cyberbullying, identity theft, and online scams, which can occur across a variety of internet based platforms, such as social media or online gaming. Therefore, the module that we have developed aims to educate learners about the risks of being digitally active and the steps that they can take to ensure professional safety and personal safety. The module is divided into two sub-modules which consists of being safe on the internet, which covers risks and advice about being online, and media privacy investigations, which explores being responsible on social media and how to maximize private privacy settings. Consequently, the module has been developed using the share-aware approach. Each letter of aware carries meaning, which paves students to think in a way which is reflective and mindful before sharing information online. The letters this module has been developed around consists of A, and E, which guides students to share ethical, verified information and consider their surroundings which might hinder their privacy.
Now let's take a quick look at the learning outcomes that guide this module. This is all centered around the AWARE approach to online safety. First outcome is for appropriate A. Students will learn to identify and evaluate whether online content is suitable to share. They'll consider legal, ethical, and contextual factors, helping them pause and think before they post. Second outcome relates to where students will reflect on how they communicate online. The goal here is to build empathy and kindness in digital spaces, helping them understand the real impact their words and actions can have. And the third outcome focuses on students' ability to spot sensitive background details in posts like school logos, locations, or any other personal information that could unintentionally put their privacy at risk. Together, these outcomes aim to empower students with the skills to be mindful, safe, and responsible digital citizens. This will be divided into two modules. The first module is called Being Safe on the Internet, which will focus on learning outcome 1 and 2. And the second module is a social media privacy investigation, which will focus on learning outcome 3. In Module 1, we start with a short animation to engage visual learners while also supporting accessibility through closed captions and a full transcript, following Myers' multimedia learning principles. This clip sets the stage by introducing key online safety issues in a format that's both informative and easy to build follow. Understanding, we next introduce a vocabulary list for EALD students and those who need support, and a key summary of important concepts. Multiple choice questions follow this stage because, as given highlights, learning is more effective when students have a strong foundation of knowledge to draw from. Here, students are given a real life scenario for them to analyze. By analyzing a scenario like this, students develop high levels of media literacy, reflect on respectful and safe online behavior, and demonstrate critical thinking. This step promotes deeper learning and allows it fire his emphasis on student reflection and evidence of growth. One key limitation of this resource is that analyzing and discussing scenarios in depth can take more classroom time than initially. To finish off this module, students will be given two activity cards that they can access online or they can access in printed form for a differentiation of input and output. Now, here they will be given samples of modeling of real social media posts, and they will be given simple prompts to identify whether this is appropriate or inappropriate. And they will be asked for the reasonings as to why they think so. This is to enable critical thinking. Here, again, the second card will determine students' ability to look at these samples of real life social media posts and identify whether they're respectful or disrespectful. They'll be again given simple prompts to tick off, and they will explain their reasonings why. Now, let me walk you through the activity design for Module 2. This is designed to build students' awareness of how environmental details in digital content can impact their privacy and safety. In this task, students will be working in pairs, taking on the role of digital detectives. Each student investigates their social media profile and their publicly available information, scanning for sensitive information in photos, captions, and comments. They have been given a scaffold to spot things like school logos, license plates, driving license details, location tags, often overlooked details that can unintentionally reveal where someone lives, studies, or spends time. Teaching resources too. Social media detective points table it was designed for them to tick off the things they found and allocate points. At the end, the total points would determine whether your social media presence is secure and private or not. They'll then compare their points with their partners to see what they have done wrong and what their partners may have done right, and etc. And this is designed to promote discussions and reflection. Teaching resources 3, students will log out what clue they found, where was it, and what would happen if someone misused this information. The goal is to make students critically think about what they post online, not just the content, but the context around it, and understand how even small details can lead to big privacy risks. It's a hands-on, collaborative, and deeply tied to real-life digital habits. However, a limitation would be that some students may feel uncomfortable to investigate their own profile, even in a fictional context.
The self paced reflection exercise that we have chosen for this module consists of a journal exercise which requires students to critically think, use the Think You Know website to access shareware and its resources, or any other website to list 10 dangers of being online and potential solutions or strategies to stay safe online. Students are also encouraged to consider if the information is verified and use trusted websites only, for instance, governments, NGO websites, or university websites. When carrying out this investigative reflection exercise, students are encouraged to revisit modules 1 and 2 as well as consider the learning outcomes 1, 2, and 3, which will help navigate their critical thinking as they have been developed according to the Share Aware principles. Students have been provided a scaffold and prompt using an example which will provide them with a clearer understanding on how to guide their critical thinking. Ross 2024 discusses the importance of producing cyber safety tools with the aim of helping students become ethical, skillful online users that enables them to engage with the features of the internet in a manner that is not harmful to them or their privacy. Consequently, this module has been developed to help students enhance their online literacy skills. In addition, this reflective exercise requires students to write or type, keep track of numbers, use ICT for research, engage in ethical understanding, and engage in critical thinking, thereby aligning it with the ACARA general capabilities. Moreover, students will get an opportunity to consider the appropriate content, be respectful, and consider their environment, further aligning it with the Share Aware principles, which will also help them prepare for their assessment later on in this module.
The group decided to use formal assessment for our final assessment. The group decided this because it was a serious matter, and we decided the seriousness of cyber safety would be demonstrated in a formal assessment format. So it's important that our questions aligned with the outcomes. For example, outcome one, students will be able to identify, evaluate whether online content is appropriate to share based on legal, ethical, and textual standards. So part A, evaluating online content is our first one. The scenario, you see a classmate sharing a screenshot from a private group chat on their social media, revealing sensitive comments and tagging another student. Question one, using the AWARE approach, evaluate whether this content is appropriate to share online. Consider the ethical standards in your answer. So as you can see, these questions in the formal assessment are based off the outcomes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for the conclusion, we know cyber safety is an ongoing responsibility for both students and teachers, requiring continual learning and skill development in digital environments. The AWARE framework is a valuable tool that supports students in making thoughtful and informed decisions online. Topics like social media, privacy, and navigating explicit content online are essential for students to understand when engaging with digital platforms. The teacher modules presented demonstrate effective strategies for equipping students to navigate digital environments safely and responsibly. Self-paced reflection Tasks encourage students to think critically about their behavior and interactions in online spaces. Formal assessments that use a mix of questions types effectively measure student understanding of cyber safety principles and the AWARE approach. Transcripts were used to help students with hearing disabilities, and a variety of resources were provided by the group to ensure teaching remains differentiated for each student.
Here we have the resources and references that we used for the development of this module. On behalf of Alex and Munam, thank you for taking this module. Remember the importance of staying safe online and the importance of cybersecurity for your own good as well as for the others around you. Thank you.